Hi folks, and welcome to today's video, which is an unboxing and comparison video. Today I'm going to be unboxing the FurReal Friends My Minis interactive puppy. So this is the first FurReal Friends toy that I bought since Just Play took over the license. Hasbro sold the license to Just Play last year.
Right, so we can't expect what Hasbro normally turns out.
Well, it's a different manufacturer, so it'll be interesting seeing.
Yeah.
And I've got my Nuzzy Loves with me today because this FurReal Friends My Minis is sold as a palm pet.
Oh, yeah.
And so were Nuzzy Loves when they were sold.
Right, so it should be comparable to these three Nuzzy
Yes,
Loves
I thought
here.
it'd be interesting seeing how it compared. I don't think this is available on Amazon.com yet, but when it is, I'll put a link in the description. And if you decide to purchase this after watching this video, I will be much obliged if you use that link, as it helps the channel. So let's get the outer packaging off and see what it looks like in its box.
Yeah.
Incidentally, folks, this cost me £15. We normally have parity. If it's £15 here, it's normally $15 in the US, which was another reason why I've got the Nuzzy Loves, because they were £15 or $15 when they were sold, though that was back in 2020 and we've had inflation since then, so
right.
You wouldn't expect this to be as good, because when you take inflation into account, it's actually cheaper. Right, first thing I notice is it's smaller than the Nuzzy Loves. It's very small.
Shade smaller, isn't it? Yeah.
We put the dog version of Nuzzy Loves next to it. You can see, yeah, it's quite a bit smaller.
I like the box. I did made it into a hutch.
I think the box is lovely. Really, really nice packaging. So you can see how it compares with the packaging that the Nuzzy Loves came in. Yeah, it's a great idea, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Oh, it's just cardboard, isn't it? But it's such a creative idea, that.
I think for both collectors and kids, packaging does actually make a big difference.
I think so, yeah. I mean, I remember keeping the packaging off my toys.
Yeah, I did when I was a kid, yeah. So we'll have a quick look at the packaging. They've kept the FurReal logo exactly the same as it was when Hasbro owned FurReal.
Yeah.
Now that is odd. This is by Just Play. Why does it say Hasbro?
I mean, Hasbro sold the license to Just Play, and Just Play's produced this, so why are they using Hasbro's logo?
Yeah, I mean, it says there, Just Play logo 2023.
Maybe.
It says there, licensed by.
Ah, right.
Licensed by Hasbro. I think that's misleading though, if anybody picking this
yeah,
box
you think
up.
it's Hasbro, don't you, the manufacturer?
Yeah. Right, so it just says, I wiggle my tail on the back. I like how the tail comes out this heart hole. That's a nice touch as well. And then on the front it says, try me. We've got a little label there saying press here.
That was quite interesting. So it's sort of lifting its head up and its tail's wagging as well. I think I could see the tail wagging at the back.
No sounds.
No sounds, no.
Unless that's when it's in try me mode. Let's have a look at the tail wagging. That is very, very cute. That's a cute idea.
It is a cute idea, yeah.
But very strange that there aren't any sounds. And on the bottom of the box it says that it takes one AA battery.
Only one? Okay. That's making me think that it's purely motor-driven toy, just movement, and there will be no sounds. As you said, there's no sounds in the try me mode, but there'll be no sounds even when it's taken out and it's in the normal mode.
Why?
Well, most normal electronic circuits take more than 1.5 volts to get them going, and there's a way of stepping that up, but you wouldn't probably find that on a toy as cheap as this.
So we've got some instructions here. So it just says, FurReal My Minis. Getting to know your pet. Back sensor. Well, that felt like a switch. I think it's just a switch.
Yes, I think it's a switch.
Battery door on tummy. And then it says a sensor is part of the toy that responds to your touch, but it's not a sensor. It's just a button. It's just a switch.
It's just a switch.
How to play with your pet. Press your My Mini's pet on her back and she will wiggle around to show you she's ready to play. Okay, so before looking at the rest, see how she wiggles around. Got a cable tie in the bottom there. The cat complained there because these Nuzzy Loves, they respond to sound, but they respond differently to different kinds of sound.
They didn't like that sharp click.
So a loud, sharp noise, and they complain. And we've got another teeny tie here. That's good. We'll just take this little tag off.
Okay.
So apparently press the button on the back and it wiggles around.
Okay.
It's not wiggling.
I think that they might be calling that a wiggle.
It's not a wiggle. I'm sorry, but that is no wiggle.
No. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of a Victorian
animatronic.
Animatronic, yeah.
Next talks about grooming your pet. Don't get it wet. Gently brush the fur with a cloth. So that's not part of playing, is it? Then it says to replace the battery. Replace demo battery with alkaline battery. 1AA. And then some stuff about just play. That's it.
There's no sound on it. There's no microphone. There's no speaker. It doesn't make any sounds.
All it's got is a button on its back. And when you press the button, the tail wags and the head goes up and down.
I would hazard a guess that
in my opinion, that is really poor.
It's poor value. I mean, it's nicely executed, I think.
Well, the movement's okay, yeah. The movement is okay. Bit boring, because that's all, it's there's no variation to that movement.
Yeah.
Yeah. As you normally get with a microcontroller. There's no sort of lifts its head up and stops.
Yeah.
Or puts it down, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
As you do with a microcontroller. But the thing is, there's no sounds.
Yeah, well, I would suspect there's probably no electronics at all in there. That button you press probably initiates the motor on some sort of geared contact, so I suspect it's all mechanical, and there's no electronics whatsoever.
No microcontroller.
No microcontroller, no. It's a bit of a departure for the FurReal range.
Well, if this is what Just Play are going to produce, I don't think I'll be buying any more.
I don't think it really deserves the title FurReal to be in the FurReal range, this toy. So it's a nice little plush. It's quite nicely made, and I like the tail and the way the head moves. It's curious by today's standards.
It's like a sort of cheap little thing that you get off the market for a few quid.
Yeah.
I've got this little dog. I'm going to bring it down to show you what I mean. And you just switch it on, and it's almost like clockwork. The aesthetics of the thing is fine. It's quite an attractive little plush toy, but £15. You wouldn't pay £15 for like a little Beanie Baby or something like this if it didn't lift its head and wag its tail. Yeah. It wasn't called FurReal. This is what I'm talking about, folks. I got this off the market for £3. You switch it on.
Now, it actually does a lot more than this FurReal toy that's just come out.
Yeah.
And admittedly, it might look a little cheaper in the plush and the weirdness of the yellow eyes, but you're really getting more for your money there. And it cost a heck of a lot less.
Yeah, it was £3.
So it seems to me as though the FurReal badge is being used just to charge a price that it's not worth.
I mean, I've got quite a big collection of FurReal toys. I've never known a FurReal toy before not have a microcontroller in it,
Yeah.
and not make sounds.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a collector, but I would have thought a kid would be really bored with this within 5 minutes.
It's got some sort of cutesy value in the fact that it is pocket size, it's palm size, and with it being a puppy, you can sort of almost get away with it not making noises.
Oh, you expect a little yap or something.
Well, you do really, yeah.
This to me is like something you'd buy in the 1970s.
Yeah.
Poor effort.
Very poor effort.
So I'll just show you how it compares with a Nuzzy Loves
Okay.
in terms of the functionality. Now, this Nuzzy Love came out in 2020, so 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And that was by Sepia,
Sepia.
who I believe produce Zuzu Pets.
Ah, yeah. And how much was that?
And that was £15.
That was £15. Okay.
But like we say...
4 years ago, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
we've had high inflation since then. But this does have touch sensors.
Yeah. Obviously got a microcontroller in
Yeah.
it.
So you can stroke the head.
So the real touch sensors, not switches.
Yes.
It's got moving eyes, it's got a moving head.
It has sounds, and it has a fair range of sounds. It's got a microphone.
Wow.
It should turns towards sound.
Wow, you get so much more for your money there, aren't you?
Yeah. And it responds differently to different kinds of sounds.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're talking like I'm talking, it'll respond with little mews like this. But if I clap, yeah, it complains. They brought out a monkey and they brought out a dog. And each one has got its own sounds. They are good sounds as well.
Yeah.
That's interactive.
Yeah. That's not described as an interactive toy, is it?
Yes, it is.
It's rather stretching the imagination,
not
isn't it?
interactive.
No, it's just a switch.
Yeah, you switch it on.
Yeah. It's like calling a light switch interactive.
And it doesn't, I know the plushes that is reasonably nice on it, but it doesn't feel as nice as this Nuzzy Loves. The fur is softer on the Nuzzy Loves, and I would say better quality.
Right.
And this is like rock hard. It's not cuddly, it's rock hard. Whereas the Nuzzy Loves has got like little beads in it.
Right. It's sad to see the FurReal brand used on something like that. When you think of the like of Cubby Bear and Squawkers Macaw.
Oh yeah. Even those FurReal bunnies that I unboxed a few days ago.
Mm-hmm.
On a lighter note, this little cat I used in some stop motion. For anybody that didn't see that 52-second video I made with the stop motion, I'll play it for you now.
Okay.
I think that's probably my favourite little stop motion movie that I did, you know.
It's very quirky. Love the story in it.
And one of your favourite bits was when the doorbell rang and they all turned
Yeah,
round.
it cracked me up that bit when all three moved away at once. The two from the window bottom and the jungle skog off the settee. Like it really cracked me up the way they moved.
And I remember somebody saying in the comments that they particularly liked the way that Bernard the Jungle Skog could use his nose
Yeah.
to press the
Yeah,
buttons
very
on the
nice.
phone.
Yeah, I like that.
So, getting back to the unboxing, I've just noticed something.
What's that?
So, I've just noticed on the bottom of the box it says try me off and on. So, presumably there's some difference between try me and on. So, it is in try me at the moment, so let's switch it on. What's the difference? None?
Try again.
That is weird. Why have a 3-position switch and have a try me function as well as an on function when there's no difference?
Maybe they anticipated putting some electronics in there,
Right.
but then decided not to.
Right. You know, it does seem most odd to make something that without a microcontroller and without sounds. So I wonder if initially they were going to give it sounds and were going to have a speaker and have a microcontroller, and at the end of the day found like, oh well, that's going to cost more than £15 and we've got to stay within £15.
Looks like it.
I mean, the thing is, they've obviously paid quite a bit for the license, haven't they?
Yes.
It's like when people make stuff by Disney,
Star Wars,
or Star Wars, a character from Disney or Star Wars, they have to pay, or Harry Potter, they've got to pay a lot of money for the license. So, because they've had to pay for that, they probably had to cut corners more.
Yeah, maybe.
Because that doesn't make sense to have a 3-position switch.
Are you sure there's no difference between?
Yeah, I mean that's on, right?
Yeah.
You press the button, it wags its tail, and its head goes up and down.
Okay.
So that was on. Now we've gone on to try me.
Okay. Yeah, identical.
It is identical. Doesn't make any sense. Other than they've changed their mind about what they were going to put into this. I've had a look at the reviews on Amazon of the pig version of this little toy, and though most people were pleased with it, there was this review which I think basically is saying the same stuff that I feel about it. So they said, not impressed at all with this so-called interactive toy. Toddlers got bored with the toy after about 15 minutes. Pros: it's cute, it's small, so great for little hands. Push the back and the tail wags and the head moves a tiny bit. Cons: it makes no noise. You think that it would at least oink like a pig should. Why they say that this toy is interactive makes no sense, because what interaction does it offer? It isn't a nice soft plush toy, how it is described. It's rather stiff and hard. Kids got bored with it very quickly. Out of all the toys in the toy boxes that this grandma has, this toy is not a chosen one to play with. Would not suggest or recommend. So I don't know what you think of that review, Paul, but that was exactly what I thought.
Well, I thought it was spot on.
I thought it was spot on.
The only difference I would make with that review is that I would give it 2 stars, really. I would give this 2 stars and I wouldn't give it 3 stars.
I think they made a good point that, like, for a plush, it's no good because it's not soft plush, it's rock hard. And for something that's supposed to be interactive, it's no good because it's not interactive.
Yeah.
You know what I feel like with this? I feel like changing the batteries for 3 button cells and putting some sounds in it because it's like, it is quite cute.
It is, yeah.
The styling of it, the little face and that. And it's quite nice movement if you could like use a microcontroller to start and stop the motor so that
give
it's
it some,
not some variation,
variability, yeah,
and have that choreographed with some puppy yaps.
So that's right.
But it's like it's not finished.
That's right. Yeah.
I've just noticed this as well. It says look inside platform for pet care booklet. All there is for the instructions is press the button on the back. You don't really need instructions to say press the button on the back.
Yeah.
And the last thing I would say that I didn't like about it was it saying in the instructions like press the button on my back and I will wiggle around and get ready to play.
Yeah.
It's like totally misleading.
It is misleading. It's upsetting really, because if you saw this on the shelf in the toy store, and especially in its packaging, it looks quite appealing, doesn't it? But when you take it out and you finally see what it does, it's just not worth the money, and it's misleading.
And not what you would expect from FurReal, and not what you would expect from an interactive toy. Like I say, this could have been made in the 1970s. So, folks, I'm afraid I don't recommend this one. Let me know in the comments what you think. Do you think this is worth £15 or $15? And do you think it lives up to the FurReal brand? And why? Because I'd like to hear if somebody's got a different opinion. But that's it for this video, folks. Thanks for watching as always, and hope to see you next time.